simplify this surd expression. It is written as 3 square root of 5 minus square root of 2 divided by 2 square root of 5 plus 3 square root of 2. To solve this particular problem, to simplify it, to make it simpler, to do this, we are going to use the conjugate of the denominator. We're going to use the conjugate of the denominator to do it. So the conjugate of the denominator is just this same term. It's just this same term. Okay, but before I continue, I want to appreciate my subscribers. Thank you all. I also want to appreciate the new subscribers. And I also want the viewers to be converted to subscribers by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. Also like the video, make their comments where they need to make comments, and also make some recommendation or the easier way to do it, or some other recommendation they want to make. So now I also urge everyone to also share the video. Thank you. Now the conjugate of the denominator that we're going to use is just writing the same value, which is 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. So the only difference is that we write this same thing, but we change the sign here. We change the sign so that it will be properly simplified. The reason why we change the sign is just like, if you have, because we are going to multiply, we're going to use this thing to use this conjugate to multiply the numerator and the denominator. So now, in order to simplify it, we need to change the sign. If here is negative, we'll make here positive. We'll change the sign. The reason why we're changing the sign is when you say xy times x plus y. You see, with this expression, if you now use x to expand this, you say x into x plus y. Now you use this to multiply this. You have minus y into x plus y. Now, if you multiply this x times x, you have x squared. X times y, you have plus y plus xy. Then minus y times x, you have minus xy. Minus y times plus y, you have minus y squared. See, this is similar, they will cancel out. You now have x squared minus y squared. You see, this whole thing is simplified. And if you now have a value that squares, it further simplifies these terms that have square root. So that is the logic of using the conjugate of the denominator to simplify the denominator further. Because if you say the square of this, you will now have a value. You will now have a value that is a rational number. There is a rational number. So there will not be an irrational number. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. You see what we're saying. So the question is 3 root 5 plus 2 plus root 2 divided by, let me see, okay, minus, not plus, minus 2 root 5 plus 3 root 2. Here is minus. So that is it. This is what you get. This is what the question they gave us. So now we are supposed to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the conjugate of the denominator. So now the conjugate of the denominator is 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2 divided by 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. So now this same value divided by this same value is 1, meaning that the whole of this is the same as this question, this expression. Now, because this divided by this same value is equal to 1, just like saying a divided by a is equal to what? 1. So now that is the meaning of this expression here. So what we're going to do next is that we are going to expand this expression, the one up and the one down. To expand the one up, you have this 3 root 5 multiplying the whole of this thing inside. So what will happen is that now we'll now say 3 root 5 times the whole of this inside, which is 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. So we're using this to multiply the whole of this. Now the next one is we are going to use minus root 2 to multiply the whole of this. So we have minus root 2 times, that is brackets open, 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2 all divided by, now we're going to use this to multiply the whole of this. So we have 2 root 5 times, that is opening the brackets, 2 root 5 times 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. Now we're going to use this to multiply the whole of this, which is plus 3 root 2 times 2 root 5 minus 3 root 2. Now let's do the multiplication. Now this 3 root 5 times 2 root 5. So 3 times 3 will give you 6. Now root 5 times root 5 will give you 5. But let's not jump the gun so that people will understand. So this is root 5 times root 5. Let me just write it that way. Now you have minus 3 root 5 times 3 root 2. So 3 times 3 will give you 9. This will give you root, this is supposed to give us root 10, but let's expand it more. There is root 5, square root of 5 times the square root of 2. Now minus root 2 times 2 root 5. So now minus, you will now have minus, these two will come first. Then you have root 2 times root 5. Then now we use this minus root 2 times minus 3 root 2. So minus 1 times minus 3 will give you plus 3. So root 2 times root 2. This is supposed to give us 2, but let's not write it so that somebody that is following will understand what we're doing. So now let's also expand this. You have 2 root 2 times 2 root 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 root 2, sorry, not 2 root 2, 2 root 5 times 2 root 5. Root 5 times root 5 will be 5, but I will write root 5 times root 5. Now 2 root 5 times 3 root 2 will give minus 3 root 2. So 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So 2 root 5 times root 2 will give you root 5 times root 2. Now you have, now this plus 3 root 2 times 2 root 5 will give you 3 times 2 will give you plus 6. Root 2 times root 5 will give you root 2 root 5. Now we now have plus 3 root 2 times minus 3 root 2. So you have here minus, so plus 3 times minus 3 will give you minus 9. So root 2 times root 2 will give you root 2 root 2. So that is it. So now we are going to apply the rule for root 5. Okay, let me just say, let me erase this. Let me erase this. So we're going to apply the rule that says root x times root x is equal to what? X. Because you have x, let me, okay, let's not be fast. Let's not be so fast. Let's not be so fast. Root x times root x is the same thing as root x times x, which is the same thing as root x squared. And this root, square root, is x squared raised to power x squared raised to power half. This half is the square root. So which is, if this cancel this, you have x. So meaning that square root of x times square root of x is equal to x. So the square root of the same number is equal to x. Now, if you also have a number like this, square root of x times square root of y is equal to the square root of x, y, x times y, the square root of x times y. So we're going to be applying these rules. Now, in this case, we now have, this is now, let me erase here. So that is what we're going to apply now. Let's erase this here, this thing here now. Now we're going to apply that rule now. Now this root 5 times root 5, which is 5, times 6 will give you 30. Okay, let me still write it here, which implies that 6, you will now have 6 times 5. Applying that rule, applying this rule, root x times root x is equal to x. So root 5 times root 5 is what? 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. So let me write 30 so that we won't be wasting our time here. Proceeding. Now let's say 6 times 5 is 30. Now you now have minus 9 root 5 times root 2. So we also say if you have root x times root y, it's the same thing as root x times y. Root x times y. So 5 times 2 is 10. So you have minus 9 root 10. Now the next one is you also have minus here. So you have 2. So you have root 2 times root 5, which is root 10. So you have minus 2. So this root 2 times root 5 will give you root 10. So now here you have root 2 times root 2, which is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So you have plus 6. Divide by, here now you have, oh, this is 5, sorry, this is 5. This is 5 and this is 5. Oh, I made a mistake. So here is 5, sorry. So 4 root 5 times root 5. So this is root 5 times root 5 will give you 5. Here is 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 20. Now you have minus 6. This is root 5. Root 5 times root 2. This is root 10. So this will be minus 6 root 10. So this is root 2 times root 5 is plus 6 root 10. So now you have here root 2 times root 2 is 2. So minus 9 times 2 is minus 18. Now we have this expression and this expression are the same, so they will cancel out. So because this value minus this value plus this value will give you 0. So this will cancel out. So now you now have, so you see, you now have rational real value, not irrational real value. So now we now say 20 minus 18 will give you 2. So now for the numerator, we need to add like terms. So to add like terms, we have this and this is like terms. So here I now have 30 plus 6. Then this other one is minus 9 root 10 minus 2 root 10. Divide by 20 minus 18. 20 minus 18 will give you, okay, 20 minus 18 will give you 2. Now, it also implies that this 30 plus 6 is 36 minus 9 root 10 minus 9 root 10 minus 2 root 10 will give you minus 11 root 10. Divide by 2. So 2 divide 36 will give you 18 minus 11 over 2 root 10. So this is the final answer. This is the simplified form of this particular question. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. Thank you.